Okay, let's talk early pregnancy symptoms. So, I am currently 6 weeks and 2 days pregnant right now, and this will be posted later when I'm ready to tell the world that we are expecting and we confirm that everything is fine. We haven't even had our first ultrasound yet, so we definitely need to do that first before anything else. But I'm just recording this for documentation purposes and so that I can remember some of the things that I felt and experienced this early on in our journey to parenthood. So today's date is October 24th, 2023, and baby was conceived. I ovulated September 28th, and I'm pretty sure that was the date that baby was conceived, if not the 29th of September. And shortly after that, like not even 6 or 7 days later, I started having pregnancy symptoms, and I thought I was crazy. I didn't know that you could have symptoms that soon after conceiving. I always thought that it was like closer to when you miss your period or closer to like your period date, you start experiencing maybe like small things here and there, but no, mine was almost immediately. So 7 days post ovulation, so that very following Thursday, so I conceived on a Thursday, that very following Thursday, I started having nausea. Like, I remember I went to work, I went to go visit a client that morning, and after I was leaving the client site, or as I was leaving the client site, I just felt this overwhelming nausea, and I really thought I was going to throw up. Like, I had got some bags ready in the car, made out a whole plan of how I was going to pull over in the middle of the highway just in case. It didn't happen because I had some snacks in the car, so I just started nibbling on the snacks, and it ended up going away. But I was like, this is weird. Why do I feel like this? Maybe it was something what did I eat? I thought maybe the coffee did it that I had that morning. I didn't know what it was. So fast forward, that very next day, my mom came over, right? And this was when I knew. I was like, okay, I have to be pregnant, because she came over and she had on some perfume. And we sitting down on the couch chit-chatting. And for whatever reason, her perfume was bothering the heck out of me. Like, she was on one side of the couch. I ended up scooting to the other side of the couch, trying to be like as like trying not to make it seem like a big deal. So I just faced her that way from one end of the couch, and she was on the other end facing me, and we're just talking and chit-chatting. But I had to sit away from her because I was getting so nauseous from the perfume that she had on. It was in that moment that I knew. I was like, I have to be pregnant. Gotta be. There's no other answer. Like, I've never been this bothered. So then that weekend, me and my husband went out, and we went to, where did we go? We went to Ponce City Market. And if you're from Atlanta, you know that Ponce City Market is like this like indoor outdoor type of like mall. So there's a lot of different food places and restaurants, and just this medley of different smells of different types of food. And when I walked in there, it was pure torture. So I told my husband, I was like, let's go outside, let's go walk around. And we went outside thinking I'm gonna get some fresh air. Every person that passed by, I could smell their cologne, I could smell their perfume, and it would bother me. Like, it felt like I could smell in 3D. It was just like, to me, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this soon after, I couldn't get a positive pregnancy test because it was too soon. Like, every test I had at that time was coming back negative. So yeah. So that week, I just kind of kept testing, and all the tests were coming up negative. So then that following Thursday, Friday, I started having period cramps. So I think that was coming up actually on week 5. Okay, so yeah, by the end of week 3 is when my pregnancy symptoms started. which was 7 days post ovulation. And then by the end of week 4 is when I started having like cramping and like period symptoms. So I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm not pregnant, because it felt like a period. I felt like my period was about to start. I got that same cramping sensation that happens right before my period starts, like the next day. Also, in week 4, I started spotting. So I think it was that Tuesday, October 10th, I started spotting, and it was very, very faint. Like you could almost not even see it. Like after I would pee and then wipe, I would look and be like, like it was just a very, very faint pink. And that happened for 2 days in a row. And then after that, I started seeing like a little bit of brown spotting after I wiped. And again, it was very, very faint. And then I see like maybe just like a drop in my panty liner a day. And that lasted for about 7 days total. So by that next Tuesday, my spotting had went away. But that that Friday when I thought that my period was about to start, I didn't test because I was sick of seeing negatives. So then that very next morning, that Saturday, because I was expecting my period to start that Saturday, which marked the day before week 5 started of pregnancy, that was when I got my positive. So I got my positive test on October 14th, that Saturday morning, and I was in disbelief, y'all. Like I was just so confused because it was like a little roller coaster. You know, it was like, okay, I feel pregnant. Okay, maybe I'm not pregnant. Okay, I feel pregnant. Maybe I'm not pregnant. But to see that positive, I was like, okay, I guess I am pregnant. It was like, I knew I was pregnant when all of those weird nausea symptoms and the sensitivity to smell, but when it went away, I was like, okay, well, maybe something went wrong and now I'm not pregnant anymore. But Lord, I was pregnant and I was so happy, y'all. And then week 5, week 5 was pretty chill. A lot of my symptoms actually subsided in week 5. I didn't really have anything like my nausea had subsided, my sensitivity to smell had subsided. I think the only thing I really had in week 5 was just fatigue. I was just very tired. And what else? Sensitive boobs. My boobs were just sore. And I was hungry. Like when I was hungry, I needed to eat immediately. Like I did not like having to wait, and I would get an attitude. So yeah, I think that encapsulates my entire, I guess, first 5 weeks of pregnancy. Let me know if y'all have any questions. In the next video, I'm going to talk about where I am right now, currently at week 6.